In the early 1980s, Washington State's King County was gripped by fear. A series of young women, many of them sex workers or runaways, were vanishing from the streets near Seattle and Tacoma. Their bodies began to surface along the banks of the Green River, discarded like refuse in wooded areas, ravines, and remote highways. The man responsible was Gary Leon Ridgway, born February 18, 1949, in Salt Lake City, Utah. On the surface, Ridgway seemed ordinary, a quiet man who worked as a spray painter for a truck factory, attended church, and was married multiple times. But beneath this mundane exterior, he harbored a compulsive need to kill. Ridgway targeted vulnerable women, often picking them up along Pacific Highway South. He would gain their trust enough to lure them into secluded areas, then strangle them, usually with his bare hands. Ridgway admitted later that strangulation was more personal and gave him control. Sometimes, he would return to the bodies for sexual acts long after death. By 1984, the body count had reached alarming levels. The Green River Task Force was formed, one of the largest criminal investigations in US history. Despite interviewing Ridgway in the mid-1980s and even administering a polygraph, which he passed, police lacked the forensic technology to prove his guilt. The case went cold for years. But in the late 1990s, advances in DNA testing changed everything. Evidence collected from victims in the 1980s was reanalyzed, and in 2001, it matched Ridgway's genetic profile. He was arrested on November 30, 2001, outside the truck plant where he had worked for nearly 3 decades. Faced with overwhelming evidence, Ridgway struck a plea deal in 2003 in exchange for avoiding the death penalty. He confessed to 48 murders, though investigators believe the true number is higher, possibly over 70. His confessions were chillingly matter-of-fact. He described killing to get it over with quickly, and said murdering women was his career. On December 18, 2003, Gary Ridgway was sentenced to 48 consecutive life sentences without parole. He is currently imprisoned at the Washington State Penitentiary in Walla Walla. The Green River Killer remains one of the most prolific serial murderers in American history, and his case is a stark reminder of how long a predator can hide in plain sight. When targeting society's most marginalized,